Uhaa Nation is going to be wrestling his NXT debut live at the WWE NXT TakeOver special from Brooklyn. This is going to be a really, really big deal. Uhaa Nation is one of the best independent workers that there is out there on the market, and WWE has finally reached out and snatched this guy up. He didn't train that long at the Performance Center before NXT is pushing him out on television. When you think of the NXT TakeOver specials, almost every single one has had some sort of debut of a new wrestler, whether it's Hideo Itami or it was Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. They use these because they know that there's a lot of hype over these guys coming in and people wanting to see what these guys are going to be doing on the WWE main roster. You know, so many times we hear of guys getting signed to NXT. One thing leads to another. We never see them on television, or maybe they debut and they just sort of fizzle out along the way. You think of Sami Callihan as a guy like that right now. His name's in the news a little bit as of right now. But, I was thinking about him. He had the big debut on NXT, and he's wrestled very sparingly along the way. I don't know if they're basically chalking him up like another Chris Hero, basically thinking that he doesn't fit in and they don't really need him. So maybe just letting that contract run out before spitting him back out to the independent scene, or maybe just releasing him somewhere down the road. But, sometimes a guy that you think has no talent at all and just by luck is got signed, and he finds a niche and gets a good gimmick and works his way up to the top. And sometimes you get guys that have tons of talent get stuck with a bad gimmick, and they just don't make it along the way. But Uhaa Nation is going to be now wrestling as Apollo Crews. He's going to be going up against Tye Dillinger, a guy with a whole lot of talent, a guy that wrestled in Canada under the name of Sean Spears. He's been in NXT for a while. It's not like this is going to be his first match on television as well. I don't think of this guy really as a jobber, but he has wrestled matches against guys like Finn Balor on NXT in the past that didn't really have a whole lot to it. He got a little bit of offense in, but in the end, Finn Balor is the star of the show, and Tye Dillinger is not. But definitely in my mind, this is going to be an easy win for Apollo Crews. If you watch NXT tonight, leading up the go-home show to NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn, Apollo Crews had a sort of vignette talking about, what it means to him, basically saying that his whole career has led up to this point of debuting in WWE. This is the place that he belongs to be, and the soundtrack that goes over the vignette is basically, calling himself a champion. So you can see that WWE has major plans for Apollo Crews in the foreseeable future. I'm really looking forward to seeing him wrestle, and I think that you guys will too. Apollo Crews and Tye Dillinger isn't high ranking up on the list of cards for the NXT TakeOver special, but I think it might be one of the main matches that you really do remember when it's all said and done.